Hey guys, I'm here again with another Arteza video and I am so excited about this one. This one is pouring paints. I love to do acrylic pours. I do them all the time and I usually add like a Floetrol medium to my paints, water, things like that to help my paint flow. This paint here that they gave me 32 colors and it already has a pouring medium in it, so you don't have to add those things to it. I am probably going to be adding a silicone to it to add some cells, but the paint itself already has everything else. So I'm going to be doing a pour today. First, I'm going to show you the colors that we have in here. There are so many. Like I said, there's 32 colors. There are neon colors. There are metallic colors. There's just a lot in here, so I'm going to kind of show you bit by bit as I go. This one here is a metallic wine red pouring paint. This one's the bronze. There's a gold and a silver. Then we have, let's see, we've got some neons. We've got the neon purple, the neon blue, the neon green, the neon pink, and the neon orange. Oh, I don't know why I said it like that was the last one. There's also the neon yellow. Okay, and then there are just, let's see, we've got pastel yellow and frost green. Just gonna try and show you these really quick. Coral and rose pink, those are real pretty colors. Carnation pink and cerise pink. I know that I said that wrong. I have no idea how to say it. Sorry. You can laugh at me all you want, I don't care. Silver gray and lavender. Mars black and sea green. That's so pretty. Their pastels are real pretty in here. Ultramarine blue and Mars black. Phthalo blue and brilliant red. Two titanium whites come in here. That's good because I use a lot of 4 titanium whites. That's really good because I use a lot of white when I do pours. Mid yellow and phthalo green, and lemon yellow and vermilion red. So I am going to take a minute to look through these colors and come up with my color scheme for today's cup, and then I will show you how we are going to do this. Okay. So what I've chosen to do is to use all of these pastels here. We're going to see how this turns out. So I've got my titanium white. I've got my pastel yellow, sea green, the cerise pink, cerise pink, and coral, the lavender and carnation pink. All right, so we're going to do. Can you give me that? Yep. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to take this cup and I'm going to start my pour. Make sure that you shake up all of your paints. Now some of these colors I'm gonna wanna put some silicone in. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put some in these little medicine cups, and these medicine cups are great because they can just be washed out and reused over and over again, so don't worry about the waste because there really isn't any. I'm putting a couple drops of silicone. You don't need much. Got like a faulty dropper there, so it looked like I put in more than I did. You don't need much, just mix it in. And then going to do that with all of these colors here. I'm going to put some paint in these cups. And then I'm going to add some silicone to it. See, now usually I'd be mixing up more because I'd be doing like a big canvas or something. In this case, I'm not, because I'm just doing enough. We're basically going to make a skin and wrap it around a cup. I saw somebody had done this and I thought that's a really cool idea. This is not my original idea. I don't remember where I saw it though. I've looked and tried to find it. So if anybody can credit the actual person that came up with this, please do so, because it is not my original idea to do it this way, but I thought it was a really great idea. At least, I mean, I probably do it a little bit differently, but the idea to put a skin on a cup was not mine. I can't believe I didn't think about it though, because my husband and I love to do paint pours. So look at how pretty those colors are. Hello. I'm going to put a little bit of silicone in each of them. Don't need much. This is like a wonky dropper. There's something wrong with it. It's not working right. I should have just used the little nozzle that came on the silicone, but whatever. Okay. So we're going to mix each one of these up, and I'll be right back. I need paper. Actually, I can probably just do that while you guys are right here. You want to make sure that you get that silicone really mixed in there. Just keep reusing the same popsicle stick. Just wipe it. I don't know why I didn't do that with the white. Although it's more likely that you're going to contaminate white. Granted, you're just going to mix it all together anyway, so that's kind of a silly thought. Huh. Okay, and then this last one. Okay, so I'm usually, like I was saying earlier, I'm usually making a much bigger version of this on a much bigger canvas or something. This is going to be a smaller version of what I would typically do here. Another thing that I would normally do is add flow medium to this. Typically I would use like a Floetrol. With these paints, the beauty of these paints is that it already has that medium in it. It's already a pourable, flowing paint, so I shouldn't need any kind of extra flow material. I shouldn't need any kind of extra flow material to it. I'm just adding that silicone to add cells. For anybody that doesn't know what a cell is, you will see it once I do this pour, and I will kind of show you then, but I'm going to explain it a little bit. It's basically where the paint kind of creates it almost looks like a bubble was there and popped. It's a really pretty look to the paint. Not everybody likes them. If you don't like them, don't put the silicone in there. Pours are still beautiful whether you do silicone or not. Another thing I did is I put what I'm using on a piece of cardboard so that I can maneuver this a little bit better and it doesn't make a mess. What I'm using on top of the piece of cardboard, I just have a piece of white paper so that you can see this a little bit better. But on top of that, I just have a sheet protector. That's all this is. It's a sheet protector. And that's what I'm going to be doing this on, making the skin on to put on our cup. So here we go. I'm going to start off with a little bit of white in the bottom of my cup. I might need to mix up some more white because that's going to be a pretty constant color that I'm going to use. And then I think I'm going to use some of the dark pink. Now when you're pouring this in, just pour it kind of very gently. I like for it to kind of lay on top, but not necessarily fall through. You can do it however you want. It's going to be beautiful no matter what. And then I'm going to put some of this lighter pink, on here, there. Then I'm going to put some more white. Oh, yep, I'm going to already need some more white. And then I'm going to do some of this peach color, the coral I believe it was. And then some of this yellow. Good. And then I'm going to do some more white. Let me mix up a little bit more of the white. This is why they give you so much white, folks. I use a lot of whites and blacks also. This is not something that I would want a black. You got to be really cautious of the colors that you're putting together too. Okay, you just kind of want to layer this in here. And I'm going to do some purple now. Some green. White. And I'm basically just going to pour it all in. I like to do it in the same kind of pattern. Hold on, let me get a stick here. Oh! Well, that's not good. Don't do that. All right. That's all right. It's a pour. That's the beauty of it. It's all going to kind of mix together anyway. And then okay. Gonna need some more of that white for this last bit. And I just had equal amounts of everything except there's a little bit more white. Okay. Mix up just a tad more white. Just a tad more. Okay, and then my purple and green. Okay. Now here's what I am going to do. There are lots of different ways you can do this. You can flip it over, let it come to the bottom, and then pull the cup up slowly and move it around. Hold on, I'm going to get rid of these and get them ready to be washed. You can do sort of like a tree swirl and kind of pour it like in that kind of motion. There are a lot of different things that you can do. I think in this case, I'm just going to pop it upside down. So what I do in that case is I kind of go like, I don't know if you can see this, but I kind of go like that, or just like that. And you can see all the different layers starting to kind of fall. Give it a few minutes to just kind of, not a few minutes, but a few seconds to just kind of fall off the bottom of the cup there. And then I'm going to, once it gets a second to kind of fall, I'm going to lift it up and it's going to be beautiful. And that, I'm going to take the rest of it and kind of go around the edges here. And what I do normally do too is put like a color around the edges just to kind of, just gonna put a little white around here. all move. I'm gonna move that around with this, woo, with this little spatula guy that I actually use for my swipes, really, which I'll show you sometime. Okay. Okay. So now that I got that, that doesn't have to be perfect. It's just to kind of help it along. I'm going to pick this up, and this is why I put it on the piece of cardboard. I'm going to slowly maneuver it around. You can see those cells starting to happen. Can you see that? Those cells are beautiful. What I'm going to do too is I'm going to take one of these guys, and I'm just going to go over the part with the paint, and that's going to help some more beautiful cell action. Gosh, I don't know how well you guys can see that, but it is so pretty. And I'm just going to keep moving this around. And I don't like to take it just to one corner and then the next and then the next. I kind of like to watch what my design is doing and take it slowly all around the page. I like where this is going right now though. Oh my goodness, you can't even see it. Okay, and now you're not going to be able to see this part. I'm just going to bring it down to the other, well, I guess you can if I just move my stuff around, huh? It's hard to kind of show you this. Okay, getting it all around. And so here's what we've, let's see if we can just focus in with the, yeah, let's see if we can just focus in with the camera. Closer. Whoa, too much, too much. Okay, there. Okay, let's see if that kind of did it. I don't know how well you can see that, but it looks really, really pretty with those pastels. I'll get it a little closer so you can see some of it. And once it dries, it'll be better too. And I'm just gonna go over it one more time again. This is gonna pop any of those little bubbles that you might have in there as well. And those bubbles are gonna help create cells. Now, if you don't have silicone, I've been told that you can also use like Dawn dish soap, or I should say any kind of dish soap. It wouldn't have to be Dawn. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I really like the silicone. I tried the dish soap just to see. It was alright. It didn't give the cells that like a silicone's gonna give though. But this is looking beautiful. You'll be able to see it better when it's not like the light's not reflecting off of it, and when it's just the skin. I will come back and show you how pretty this turned out. Hey guys, I'm back, and isn't it beautiful? I absolutely love it. And as I was doing it, I thought, I might have to switch out my color combination. I don't think I'm really gonna like this. But after it sat, it is gorgeous. How pretty is that? So my next step is just to simply peel this off. Now it's gonna peel off pretty easily. See? Look how easily that's just peeling right off of the plastic. Well, that's not the pretty side, of course. So this is the beautiful side. And this is the side that I'm going to use to put on my cup. So you will see in just a moment what I'm gonna do with this. Okay, so I think for this one I'm gonna use one of my hogs, one of my skinny hogs. I love these skinny tumblers. This is the 20-ounce skinny. And what I am going to do, you can see some of this is the part, I don't know if you can see that, is the part that was like on the edge of my plastic piece. We're not gonna use that part, we're gonna cut that off. But for right now, here's what we're going to do. I'm gonna lay this face down, and I'm gonna have the side up that we're not using, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this. Okay, so I'm going to take and I am just going to put a coat all over this cup of the Mod Podge. Just a quick coat. You want it top to bottom here. Although really I am going to be cutting some of this off, so really some of it's going to come off, but that's okay. So I'm going to Mod Podge the heck out of this thing. Just really quick. It doesn't have to be beautiful. You don't want it to be incredibly clumpy though, because you want this to fit really smoothly. Okay, let's see how it goes. Okay, so I'm not doing the bottom part right now because that's going to be something else. So I just did all the way around this cup, and now we want to get this on before it starts to dry. So let's start. I'm going to start with this at the top, although I am going to cut part of it off of the top, so it does not have to be perfect. And I'm going to start by very smoothly, you want to be very smooth about this. Very smoothly adding this to the cup. You don't want to just roll it on, or it's going to go on rather crooked and not so nicely. So I'm just going to kind of do that and roll it a little bit at a time to make sure that it stays smooth, and that if any parts of it do get icky, that we take care of that immediately. So what I'm going to do now is, now I have hit the part where it kind of meets with the other side, right like that, and I am going to let it overlap, and here is where I'm going to take out my, oh no, where did I put it? Oh, I already got it out. It's right over here by me. One of my Arteza blades, and I am going to feel where that is, and I'm going to cut a straight line down. Straight as I possibly can down. Now I'm going to pull this off, and then I'm going to lift this up a bit to pull. The reason I overlapped it is because I didn't really like the way that that bit looked there. So I got rid of that little bit underneath. Normally I would keep that, but because I didn't like the way it looked, I just pulled that off, and here we go, and it is perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of cut off some of this unnecessary stuff at the bottom. I'm going to clean this up with a tool that I have a little bit better shortly, but I just want to get as much of this excess off that I can now with this blade. And then I will show you this other tool that I have once this is done a little bit more. It's a tool that a lot of you might actually already have. It's used a lot of times to, I pulled that apart just a little bit. There we go. It's a tool that a lot of people use. I'm going to trim up the top too a little bit. It's a tool that a lot of people use with their fabric tumblers, and I'm just going to use that on this as well to kind of clean up the edges. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Like you can see, it's not perfect right now. We will make that better. So you want to go through and make sure that there aren't any big time. I've got a few. All right, so what I've got here is I've got 3 washers in, and now I'm just going to set my cup down. And basically what you do is you just set your cup down up against it and rotate it all the way around. Like that. And then you can just peel it right off. Okay. And now because I put some glue there, it's gonna have a little bit of glue. But so now this is exposed, and what I'm going to do with that exposed part is I'm gonna put a little bit of I'm gonna put a little bit more Mod Podge there, and I'm just, oh, there's already a piece of glitter. I'm just gonna fill that in with some glitter. And now I'm gonna do the same thing up top. So now for the second, just gonna hold this here, and I'm kind of pushing in here and pushing down on my cup as I rotate it. I'm just gonna keep rotating it right around, all the way around, and pulling it off. Now you don't have to do the same, and you can see again there's Mod Podge there too, but that's okay because I'm about to put more Mod Podge and then put some glitter up here. So you can do different widths on the top and bottom if you want. You can do whatever you want to do. I just do this to clean it up a little bit because you're always going to have a little bit of a jagged edge on the top and bottom. So this just kind of cleans it up like if you were doing fabric. So there we go. So now I'm just going to paint in a little bit of Mod Podge here, and I'm going to pick a color. I'm not sure what color glitter I'm actually going to use yet, but I'm going to pick a color and pop that in. And then, because like I was saying earlier, because I put silicone in this paint, I cannot just pop this on and put epoxy on it. I have to seal it. If I don't seal it, it's going to repel the... Anyway, I'm just going to seal this with a clear sealant several times. I'm going to let it completely dry and then seal it again, and then let it completely dry and then seal it again. You want to make sure it's completely sealed so that you don't end up with anything repelling it.